What's up, Baltimore? It's me, Lady T, and this is BMORE Lifestyle, live from Studio B at Fox, Baltimore. Lots to discuss today, so let's get to it. All right, I've got meteorologist Jonathan Myers, a.k.a. J Money, here with me, along with our very own Tara Reeves and Doug Eldridge with the DLE Agency and Achilles PR. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm so excited to see you guys. All right, let's get started. Let me tell you, colleges start a new effort to contain coronavirus outbreaks, and it includes analyzing students' wastewater. The analysis by NPR says the method involves taking wastewater from sewage pipes and then transferring samples to a laboratory for testing. The results provide early detection of the virus days before a person shows respiratory symptoms and in cases where people are asymptomatic. The University of Arizona and University of Virginia started doing this recently. So, you guys, apparently there is truth in your poop. So, who wants to start me? Tara, can you talk to me about this? This is so weird, but exciting at the same time.
Yes. Very, very weird, Lady T. I just want to pause for a moment of silence for those who are having to test the wastewater, because that's something you could not pay me enough to actually do. I will say I haven't been tested for coronavirus, but they say it's actually pretty painful when they have to stick the cotton swab all the way up your nostril. So, I mean, I guess this is a less painful way for the person being tested, much more painful for the people who are conducting the testing.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Jonathan, talk to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the person that has to do this either, but, you know, I heard about this, earlier in the pandemic. I know that some municipalities were looking into doing this. I think it was like somewhere in Colorado, like Denver or something like that.
Yeah.
They were looking into doing this.
Keep it there.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I think it would be, if it would be helpful to keep the schools open or be able to kind of trace this stuff. I think, it's a good idea.
Right. Well, big news. Doug Eldridge signed up. So, Doug, tell me about this.
What a crappy idea. It was interesting when I was reading about this. It made a lot of sense on first pass, right? Because they do stool screening for a variety of illnesses, and even I believe some types of cancer. But when I thought about it a little bit deeper, what didn't make sense in the article that I read was that they said that they extracted the samples from sewage lines and then took them to the lab. But then they were able to identify which students had it. It wasn't individual samples that were being provided. This was drawn from a general sewage line. So outside of maybe a macro understanding of how the virus works and how we can use things like this as an arm's length screening, I just don't understand how you could go back and pinpoint it to individual students. But maybe I'm just getting waist deep and neck deep in it, and I should just do it at the macro level.
And I feel for the people what if it's Mexican night? Like, what if it's Mexican food night? All right, that was it. Too far. Okay. Up next, let me tell you, NASA plans to send the first woman to the moon. The study, she's going to study the water recently discovered there. NASA said that there could be more water than previously believed in tiny lunar ice patches that are permanently protected from the sun. That discovery was made using NASA's lunar orbiter, which circles the moon. Scientists say that water could be a crucial resource in the future moon missions. So this is great. This is great. We found water. I'm glad about that. However, now we're sending the first woman to the moon. I'm excited about that too. Go ladies. So I'm going to start off with, Doug, what do you think about this?
I think as humans we have such a fascination with space. From cavemen, with cave drawings and even as little kids staring up at the stars as a child and making pictures out of it. I mean, last year was the 50th anniversary for the moon landing. On a more somber note, January 28th of next year will be the 35th anniversary of the Challenger. We've had massive breakthroughs and massive breakdowns culturally, and space has been such a catalyst and a mile marker for our progression and advancement as human beings. I'm so glad that we're resuming the moon missions. I'm so excited that we're going to be putting such a highly qualified person, and a woman at that, to resume the charge on behalf of science and mankind. And my fingers are crossed and my prayers are up.
Okay. So, Tara, we're going to the moon, girl. Tell me.
I know. Lady T, if you want something done right, you should have a woman do it. So I am excited that they're sending a woman to space. No disrespect for the men. But they are saying they're trying to see if this water is able to be ingested. So I'm excited. I mean, for the most part, I know I'm pretty detail oriented, so I'm assuming as a, humans, but women in particular, we tend to be more detail oriented. So maybe she'll be able to figure something out. And I am excited that it is a female, of course.
Right. And then as soon as she goes, Jonathan Myers can go after.
And
so
you know what? My wife always tells me, like, when I go into the, I'm like, where's the ketchup in the refrigerator? She always says, put on your woman eyes. So there you go.
All right.
Attention to detail. Find the water, there you go.
It sounds like we agree on that. Okay, let's move on. All right, so let me tell you. All right, with Election Day just 1 week away now, voters are finding the best ways to occupy their time while waiting at the polls. This video came from Philadelphia on Saturday. A line of voters broke out into a full-line dance of cha-cha slide. The Resistance Revival Chorus, which took part in the celebration, posted the video dance on Twitter. Tara, did we not just talk about this yesterday? People dancing me dancing at the polls. We just talked about how exciting this is. Did we not just say this, Tara?
Yes, I was gonna say, they obviously watched BMORE Lifestyles yesterday, because you and Persia was like, yeah, we're gonna be twerking as we're casting our vote.
At the polls,
they
Tara,
obviously are diligent viewers.
See, they listen to us.
But I'm excited. And I mean, it's just exciting to get excited about voting. I think now more than ever, there is a push to make your voice heard this year.
Right.
So I'm excited that more things like this are going viral to continue to promote voting this election.
Awesome. Okay, well, we ran out of time, but thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and thank you guys for chiming in with me. Now, how are you guys all passing the time while waiting at the polls? Dancing at the polls, playing games, reading, something else? We know those lines are very long. So head to foxbaltimore.com/vote and let us know, or go on the Fox 45 News app under Explore. You can find the spot to vote. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Jump into the excitement of the Ring of Honor, the upcoming finale to the Big Pure tournament. And seek life-changing recovery through Verteva Health. Next, how you can sign up for evidence-based and comprehensive care.
This BMORE Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Verteva Health.
Finding help for people suffering from substance abuse and mental health disorders. Sonny Silva is a retired sergeant with the Massachusetts Department of Corrections. He joins us now to share his passion for helping others, especially first responders, getting into treatment. Hello, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me a little bit about Verteva Health and what services you provide and where you guys are located.
Okay, Verteva Health is a leader in providing substance as well as mental health treatment for those struggling. We're located in Massachusetts, Mississippi, Ohio, as well as Texas. And we provide all levels of treatment from detox to inpatient, as well as IOP, intensive outpatient. And with the pandemic going on, we also provide virtual treatment as well. And we try to reach, the individual where they're at. And the treatment is tailored around the individual opposed to just a blanket all type treatment.
Okay. Well, October is National Substance Abuse Prevention Month. Now, can you explain the significance of that observance?
Yes. That all began in about 2011 to highlight those that are struggling with substance use disorder, and to offer support to those, not only those that are struggling, to their family members as well, and to provide resources not only to the individual, but to provide resources for the community as well.
Okay, so with the pandemic, people may have concerns or, for fears about going into a treatment program. What precaution is Verteva Health taking, what are they taking to deal with COVID-19?
Well, we're concerned just as well, not only about the safety of the client, but also the safety of our employees. So we're providing, providing PPE as well as following the CDC guidelines, the World Health organization, the guidelines, deep cleaning the facilities, taking temperatures, and just following all the precautions.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sonny, for all the info. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, varicose veins can appear at any age and they may cause other issues. Still ahead, the director of the Vein Center at GBMC shares the best ways to stay on top of those pesky varicose veins. And next, the finalists in the Ring of Honor Pure tournament bring their energy to BMORE Lifestyle. We'll see how they earned their ways to the top spots.
This is BMORE Lifestyle.
Okay, the pandemic can't stop the Ring of Honor. The semifinal round of the Pure tournament wrapped yesterday, and now wrestlers are looking ahead to the finals happening this weekend. Joining us now, Hot Sauce, Tracy Williams, and the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham. Hey, you guys.
Hi.
Hey.
All right. So let's start off with Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce in my bag swag. Tell me about your path to the championship.
I mean, it's been a long path. I've been wrestling for 12 years, but even just the tournament itself feels like a long path. Both John and I have had to win 3 fights to get to this point already. I've won all my fights by submission. I plan to do the same in the finals, but it's been a long, hard road. I think John would agree on his end as well.
All right. Okay. Well, the Octopus, tell me about your path.
Well, I've been wrestling for 15 years, and my goal was always to come to Ring of Honor. And when I got here, Pure Wrestling was kind of gone. So I did what I could to make sure Pure Wrestling returned, and now I find myself in the finals of this tournament. So going through 3 guys, I won my matches with various professional wrestling holds. So I feel like I am probably the most dangerous man in this tournament. So I plan on doing the same thing.
Okay,
going
somebody.
to the finals.
All right, hyping yourself up. Okay, so what should we expect to see in the finals? Tell me.
Tracy.
I mean, you're going to see a fight between, it's almost like a mirror match. I mean, John's been a rival of mine for my whole career. He's somebody that I respect greatly. So, to hear him say that, I feel the same way. And that when you got 2 guys coming into a fight who believe in themselves like that and believe in their opponents, so we know what to expect, you're going to see a clash. Not necessarily a clash of styles, but a clash of just pure wrestling that's, the kind of thing that we came to this platform to deliver. And so I think both of us are coming in with so much motivation to show that true wrestling can still exist in this modern world. And so when we strip away all the gimmicks and just go 2 men one-on-one fighting, that's what you're going to see.
All right. So tell me, who's going to win?
I mean, I am.
I'm planning on winning.
Oh, okay. All right. A lot of competition there. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Check out the Pure Tournament. Sundays at 10 o'clock on Charge for Sinclair Sundays, and watch the ROH Watch Along. You can find information on that at rohwrestling.com.
Awesome. All right. Now, changing of the season's happening right now. Some people are seeing the changing leaves. Others are seeing snow. Meteorologist Jonathan Myers is here now with a look at the best weather.
Yeah, you know what, Tiffany? I think Mother Nature's having a little wrestling match of her own. Take a look here. Some of the beautiful fall colors of the Smoky Mountains out in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Real pretty spot here. The colors just beginning to change there. Of course, we're right at or just past our peak colors. Now, here's another beautiful area, Yellowstone River in Yellowstone National Park. The problem is minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. This was shared by James Spann, one of our meteorologists down in Alabama, and this sent from Jason and Angela Wilds. Now, this is some of the better weather in the country compared to what's going on down south, and maybe even going to be heading our way. Some 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain going to be possible as we head through, especially Thursday. That's a weather alert day for us. So outdoor activities today and tomorrow, voting today and tomorrow, that's the best time to do it. Could even see some localized flooding and winds. Could be 35, 45 miles an hour, maybe especially south and east of Baltimore, 50 to 60 miles an hour in gusts. Right now, Zeta is a tropical storm. It's moving through the Gulf of Mexico, probably strengthens to a Category 1 hurricane, could have winds at 80, 85 miles an hour before making landfall sometime later on Wednesday, and then eventually moves past us. Could still be a tropical depression, maybe even some of the strength of weak tropical storm winds going to combine with some energy in the upstairs of the atmosphere that could help kind of keep the strength of this thing as it makes its move over southern central Maryland. And look at all the rain, 1 to 3 inches of rain. That's even here in Baltimore, all the way from the Gulf Coast here into Maryland. Could even see some wind gusts, again, about 50, 60 miles an hour down south of Baltimore especially, and on the eastern shore and lower Delmarva. Now, winter storm warning, that's that snow you saw in Yellowstone, some of those pictures I showed you. Snow, a historic ice storm going on around Oklahoma City, and then that rain approaching the Gulf Coast with, well, what is going to be Zeta moving on shore. Now, for us, some clouds, a little bit of sunshine today. Notice the rain moving to our north. A little piece of that western system breaks off and gives us a shower chance overnight tonight into tomorrow on the future scan. And then the bigger rains start moving toward us, and that's going to be with Zeta moving our way on Thursday. That's an all-day event. So if you want to go out walking, today is a good day to do it. Noontime, we're at 59, 62 at 3 with peaks of sun, and 61 at 5. Your Halloween planner looking ahead to Saturday, sunshine all day, but it's going to be chilly for trick-or-treaters at 44 degrees. Now, for Sunday football against the Ravens and the big Steelers game here, Steelers versus Ravens, temperature's going to be in the 50s to near 60, but there could be a stray sprinkle for the game there. So today, 2 quiet days coming today. Tomorrow, some rain and maybe heavy rain Thursday into Friday. And then the rest of your 10-day forecast looks like a big cool down as we head towards the middle and latter portion of next week.
This segment is sponsored by GBMC Healthcare.
All right, varicose veins are a common condition affecting over 20% of American adults. Those tangled blue varicose veins that can pop up on your legs as soon as you age. And they're more than just unsightly, as they might increase your risk of having dangerous blood clots. Joining us to talk about veins is Dr. Jennifer Heller, Director of the Vein Center at GBMC. Hey, doctor, how you doing?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing good. So tell me, what are varicose veins and what are the causes?
Varicose veins address an inefficiency or a problem with one of the 2 types of blood tubes that we have in our body. The arteries are tubes that bring blood from the heart down to the feet, and the veins have a more difficult responsibility because they need to bring blood from the feet back up to the heart and lungs. And the way that they're supposed to do that are with little structures in them called valves. And if those valves aren't working properly, the blood tends instead to recirculate efficiently back up through the heart and lungs. It tends to sit a little bit more or pool in the lower legs. And so people who have certain risk factors to develop varicose veins or excess pooling in the blood are women, women who have had multiple pregnancies. Genetics also plays a role. So if someone in your family has had varicose vein disease or problems, it's more likely that you might develop them in your lifetime. And trauma can also play a role as well.
Okay, so what are some of the risk factors or complications if it goes untreated?
Certainly over time, people can become limited, particularly if they are in a standing profession. So commonly I'll see folks who are hairstylists, for instance, work in the police force, teachers, people who tend to stand can really develop significant limitations with respect to heaviness, aching, and fatigue of the legs. And over time, with more blood sitting in these varicosities, the blood can pool and could potentially cause an inflammation and a thrombophlebitis, which is an inflammation and a clot in the superficial veins.
Okay, now on Friday, October 30th, your nationally accredited vein center at GBMC is offering a free Halloween drive-through vein screening. Can you tell us some more about that?
Absolutely. Well, we've gotten very creative at GBMC, and we want to make sure that people are still able to get their needs, their health needs addressed in a safe fashion. And so what we're going to be doing is there's no appointment necessary. We encourage people who have any questions about their legs or have varicose veins for us to have you be seen. You drive through, there's no appointment necessary, and you'll swing your legs out of the car, we'll take a look, and there will be prizes and certainly wrapped candy.
Wow, okay, well thank you, Dr. Heller, for joining us today.
That's my pleasure, thank you.
Next, voters find creative ways to stay busy while waiting at the polls, and they're also staying socially distant. We want to know how you occupy your time at the polls. Head to foxbaltimore.com/vote. All right, we wanted you to tell it. How are you passing the time while waiting at the polls? Dancing at the polls, playing games, reading, something else? Well, here are the results. All right, so 52% said something else. Wait, what are y'all doing? Y'all just on your phones then? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that everybody is staying in lines in the first place and making sure they get their vote to count. And we've got a great show lined up for tomorrow, you guys. If you're not a master at working from home yet, well, we've got you covered. We're sharing the must-haves when it comes to working from home. The best ways you can stay on track to make sure you're getting your work done. That's coming up tomorrow on BMORE Lifestyle.
Find out how to have your business featured on BMORE Lifestyle. Email us at bmorelifestyletv@foxbaltimore.com.
Thank you, Baltimore, for inviting us into your home. Remember to go out and vote. Remember to make sure you love one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.